Hey, welcome to episode 249 of Odd Musings. I'm back from vacation. How you doing, Scott?
I'm doing well. We've got nice rainy weather for you to recreate the always rain over Florida.
Yeah, we had a little bit down there. It wasn't bad. We had a lot more
Yeah.
sun than rain, but we did have some rain, had some clouds, but had warmth. And I brought some warmth back for a couple days here. And then after that, it was like, we're going to go back to regular spring, which is fine because at least it's not winter.
That's right.
So
good to have you back.
Yeah, well, it's okay to be back. I had to work.
Back to Michigan.
I know.
I'm sure you feel much safer back home with Gretchen Whitmer as the governor versus DeSantis, that mean governor of Florida who is just, allowing people freedoms.
I know. Yeah, well. Florida feels more normal. I mean, the parks. I've been to Disney, but I know Disney's still doing some mass stuff. Universal's not, but they did do some after I was there in December, and then they ended after the holidays. They did just over the holidays. And part of it is just what the corporate culture is. It's like, okay, if we put this stuff in, they weren't really heavily enforcing it from what I could tell, but it just makes it look good in case someone tries to say something. But they do have notifications on everything that states that, we're happy to have you here. We cannot guarantee you will not get COVID. It is not our responsibility whether you do or do not. They basically cover themselves legally and all that. So they do let people know that, it could happen, just like you get the flu or anything else. So I think Scott froze. I don't know. Did I freeze? Who's there? And it's Dino Bear. Hello, Dino Bear. So, Scott, are you back?
My internet my internet I think is low. There we go. The signal dropped way low all of a sudden. Said your connection is unstable. So that was definitely my side there. I think
because it wasn't doing it on my side because that's usually what it does on my side. But when you were frozen, in case you can tell, you look like this.
So I look normal. I had my normal look then.
Yeah, you're like, well, hey, we got some business to take care of real quick, guys, before we get into the fun stuff today. And I'm going to start off with Loringer Family Chiropractic Center, PC. They have been a great sponsor for us a long time, and they are located in Belleville, Michigan, and Dexter, Michigan, and take great pride in providing the finest chiropractic care to each and every patient. Offering on-site digital x-rays, massage therapy, orthotics with foot levelers, young living essential oils, aromatherapy, full line of vitamins, all in a family-oriented environment. Give a call, 734-697-4244. Use my line at largerfamilychiropractic.com. We always have a link at Odd Musings for you. And, of course, their Facebook page here is at Loringer Family Chiro. There's their Belleville address right there, 125 West Columbia Avenue, right across from the A&W. It's still a drive-in A&W classic, been there for a very long time. And they still do the good root beer where they actually make it in-house and don't just get the pre-made crap that some of them do. So check out Larger Family Chiropractic, and afterwards go ahead and get yourself a chili dog. And Scott's froze again. So Scott has Team Titans of Real Estate he'll be talking about here shortly. The pause and really. Now, see, this is his pondering look. So he's like, I'm pondering. So usually it's me that the internet goes up. Yep, we've lost him. He's back.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. So as you may or may not tell, I do my streams out of my real estate office, and there is some kind of a legal meeting going on in one of the conference rooms where they've got like a court reporter and not reporter, but the transcription people or whatever it is.
So they're taxing the internet there.
That's what I think. I think they've got all these live feeds going to the courthouse and stuff. So I think I don't know. We're supposed to have like this super duper signal here though, but who knows? But
yeah, but you get enough stuff streaming.
I can tell it's on my side because I never noticed this before, but there's actually, when the internet signal gets weak, a warning does pop up in the upper left corner of my screen here. Through StreamYard. So they'll tell you like, hey, you have a bad connection. So
and it looks like the little Wi-Fi bars.
Yeah. So
that's what I see when mine's acting up.
Yeah. So it's definitely on my side. So bear with me, folks. Hopefully we can get through my ad read. But yeah, Loringer Family Chiropractic is awesome. And I definitely give my support to them as well.
Yep.
But let's get this up. Let's see. There we go. So Team Titans Real Estate. Why? Because you matter. You know the spiel. We put relationships first, and it's not just a saying. It really isn't. We really care about you. The 2 pet peeves I want to cover today, and I've kind of been covering them if you follow my pages and stuff, and I'll be quick. Here's a listing we have. This one's up for sale right now. It's available. It's in Royal Oak for $190,000. If you do a search right now, it is only like 2 or 3 total houses that are under $225,000 in Royal Oak. So if you want to live in Royal Oak, this is an affordable way to do it. Give us a call. But what I want to talk about is 2 things. One, everyone knows what's going on with me and Jill and our our kids. Emily has been fighting leukemia, and that's been a struggle. But also my granddaughter Lillian. Both have Down syndrome. It was just Down syndrome awareness day the other day. But Lillian is got it's a fairly standard procedure. It's a little hole in the heart. They got to sew it up, but it's still a surgery. And then Emily's fighting leukemia as well. And we get tons of people always saying, whatever you need, let me know. We want to help you out. Here's all you got to do. Remember, we're realtors. That's it. The more business we get, the more money we make. We can handle all this, not a problem. So that's all you got to do is remember that we're realtors, and tell people because you can be our eyes and ears. You know people who are thinking about buying or selling, and just say, we have a realtor. Let me hook you up with them. Mm-hmm. And so that's the first thing. That's the biggest way you can help us out. Because we're a team, we're able to divide and conquer. Jill can take care of what she needs to with Emily, while I take care of business, and vice versa. So, we do a great job for our clients, and they love our work. The other thing is, people who know us, call us, use us before you make decisions. Another person, I through the grapevine, a friend of a friend, they decided to call the sign, and because they feel they get a better deal calling the sign. And it doesn't work that way. That's a myth. If you came to me I will make a certain commission selling a house. I will make a certain commission selling you a house. If you buy the same house, I make the same money. If you buy a different house than what I'm selling, I will make the same commission on both sides of the deal. That doesn't matter. I will make the same money regardless. So that has nothing to do with it at all. The other thing is, the person on the sign represents the seller. They don't represent you, the buyer. They're legally obligated to represent the best interest of the seller. So they're not able to lie to you, but they don't have to give you good recommendations either. And this one person I know, they reached out to me because they put a contract together for a certain house. Well, turns out that house has a swimming pool and all these other things. Well, this time of year in Michigan, you have no idea if that swimming pool is in good shape or not. And so no recommendations were given to put money in escrow, because they're like, well, what if the pool, when I open it up, is all damaged? Well, that's why you should have hired me, because I would have gave you the recommendations on how best to protect you. The listing agent is not going to do that because you're not signed with them. They don't represent you. So that's just one out of many different scenarios. And hopefully everything opens up fine. But if that it's an in-ground pool, if a swimming pool liner is damaged and needs to be replaced, that can be thousands and thousands of dollars. If there's damage to the pool, to the concrete or fiberglass, that could be tens of thousands. So hire a realtor who's looking out for you. So give Jill and I a call, 586-232-5144, or go to our website, teamtitansofrealestate.com.
All right. I know it's tough out there for you guys as realtors. You and I've talked with a few other people I know who are actually doing shipped and still trying to real estate because they just haven't got the inventory. So,
and that's
put your houses for sale. You need to sell your houses. Get out.
Well, the problem is we have more buyers than sellers, and we currently are working with like 6 different buyers right now. Mm-hmm. But there's so few houses, and even we have no problem working with for sale by owners as well, mm-hmm. and representing you as a buyer for those deals. But when we pull up the for sale by owners, there's almost none available. Right. So it's not that people just aren't using realtors to sell and doing it on their own. There's nobody selling, and inventory levels are just at all-time lows. When you look at the charts through the MLS, it's insane how low we are right now. So
Yeah, and it's interesting how it's gone. I was at dinner with a friend last night who also does real estate, and they were telling me that once everything's opened up for you guys with COVID, it was just constant boom, 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 boom. Things are going nuts because everybody was sitting at home thinking, oh, we should probably think about selling. And as soon as things opened up, they did.
yeah.
And even last year when things were sold, it kind of went up, and then all of a sudden just dropped. The bottom fell out.
Yeah, our first 3 quarters of last year, we were on a record pace. We were doing amazing deals. This last quarter, it and the first quarter of this year has really slowed down a lot. And like I said, it's not because of lack of buyers. People are looking for homes, but there's just no homes available.
Yeah. People that had been thinking about selling did it when they had the time to sit there and not do anything. But
yeah,
hey, everything's getting back open, so hopefully eventually we'll see something change for you guys on that end. So and definitely keep them in call. So I tell people all the time, even if you're not in the area, call Scott and Jill.
Yeah, we can recommend people.
Yeah, they can refer you.
Yep, we have a great network of people. We have either people we personally know that we would recommend, or we have a wonderful oh God, I'm blanking. Network, but relocation. We have a wonderful relocation department where if you're moving far, like to out of state, they have a great, huge network of agents they work with that specialize in relocations also. So give me a call. I can hook you up with them so you can get a wonderful agent in another state.
Nice. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So I was telling Scott, I started watching pieces of her. I'm about halfway through the first episode. It's kind of interesting. It's supposed to be a crime drama with Toni Collette. Netflix. I'll be checking that out some more as the week goes on and all that stuff. But tried to watch this movie last night. I'm blanking on the name right now. It starts she as a single mom, and she meets up this guy. They go out, and she gets pregnant right away. This movie was boring. Death. Yeah, Richie's such a good. And I'm watching this going, this is a stupid relationship. I know it was like 10 things we need to do before we break up. I was like, okay, maybe this will be kind of, no, it was boring. It was just crazy stupid. It was just not even good. So don't watch it, people. Save your time. And it sucks because I like Christina Ricci, and I was just like, man, this must have been I need to make some money or I owe somebody a movie type thing.
Right. Could be.
So don't even waste your time. Don't even waste your time.
I haven't really seen her around lately.
She's been doing a lot of independent stuff here and there. She just got signed. She just got signed to be in the new Netflix show Wednesday. She played Wednesday Addams, and now she's going to be part of the new Addams Family series called Wednesday that's coming out later this year or next year. So kind of curious to see what role she has in that. I know a few years ago there was some internet mock-ups of her as Morticia Addams, and I think she would have made a good Morticia. But who knows? Be interesting to see what happens on that. All that.
Very
so what else going on with you?
Well, we've been just really busy with the medical side of things with family and stuff, but also got some time to slip in some stuff. We'll be talking later on about the Adam Project. Both Brett and I got to watch that. The Kenobi trailer came out last week, but we didn't have time to talk about that because Brett was frolicking in Florida, and so we're going to talk about that today. Moon Knight's coming out, so that's exciting. We've been watching a show called Bloodlines. I've mentioned it before. Bloodline. I don't think. Yeah, there's no.
Is that on Netflix or?
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
It's got Ben Mendelsohn in it, who was director Krennic in Rogue One, the Star Wars movie Rogue One. He's in a lot of other things too.
He's got a pretty long resume. Yeah, he's got a long resume.
And the bad guy CEO in Ready Player One.
Yep.
So he's got a great resume, great character actor, and really watching him in Bloodline as Danny really shows his acting range because he's so completely different in that show than what he is like in Star Wars and other things. So that's been good. You've been watching a show too, Upload?
Yeah, I watched the second season of Upload. It was only 7 episodes. The premise of the series, if you've not seen it, it's on Amazon Prime, is it's set sometime in the future here, not very far in the future, but they have now the ability to upload your consciousness as basically like a computer file where you actually live in a virtual area. Depending on how wealthy you are, of course, it varies on that. I know Kevin Meyer says howdy. I know he's watched it too. I don't know if he's got through the entire second season. So I'm not giving any spoilers or anything like that. But sitting around this guy who has an accident. They say, well, you're going to die. We only have so much time. We need to upload you. And the upload is actually kind of funny because they send him on his machine that goes over his head. He's sitting there. Okay. And when it uploads him, it basically just blows his head up. So he's just the body sitting there. So, and next you know, there's him standing in this virtual area. He's living in a resort.
So there's no going back.
There's no going back. Though they hinted in the first season about the ability to download into a body that they're working on. They show one and it blows up so it doesn't last. So it's a little bit of a dark comedy. He had actually been creating. You look at him, he looks like a jock, but he was actually a software guy too. He created some software that was supposed to allow poor people to actually upload and have access to similar things that the uber rich do. They show some of these guys, like one of the guys that's in this thing is worth like billions. And of course, the more money you have, the more stuff you can afford in this realm and in terms of virtual realm and things you can do in terms of how you live and stuff like that. And everything to them kind of feels that they've programmed how you feel. And so, you know, you still do everything as a living and how things are supposed to taste and stuff like that is supposed to be like that. So I find it's an interesting dark comedy. And of course, the guy that uploads it's his girlfriend that pays for it because she's rich. And he doesn't have any money. And of course, she's hoping that, you know, eventually she can download him. And then if not, then they will eventually join together in this uploaded world. So check it out on Amazon Prime. It's an interesting show.
Yeah. Interesting concept too. Just, you know, in speculating and, you know, what makes you you? Because like, if it's just a collection of atoms that are, or memories, electronic memories of you, is it really you?
Right.
You know, are you really experiencing these? Because, you know, we also have souls and, you know, what happens to that. So it's an interesting concept. Kind of like Star Trek too, like where they upload your consciousness into a teleporter and then download it into a recreated body where, you know, are they killing you and you're just moving on to duplicates of yourself? And
that's been speculated in Star Trek itself.
I wish for Star Trek they would do a bad guy that takes that technology and, like, let's say you find the perfect warrior, right? Mm-hmm. Why, since you're electronically creating their data and experience and everything in the computer, why can't you just, like on a copy machine, do I want 100 copies and zoom, and now you have an army of this super warrior? You know, wouldn't that be awesome?
And that's something I think that could be explored in different ways.
It would be a great trilogy of this guy creating this massive army of ultra soldiers who can't be beat, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the problem with Star Trek fans and Star Trek is you guys limit your imagination too far. That's the problem. Already went with Clone Wars. You got decades before clones were real.
Well, I check it out. I really liked the ending is a cliffhanger for the second season, so I assume it's going to come back for a third. But I definitely recommend checking it out. And it's a pretty fast watch, so they're half-hour episodes, so definitely check them out. In that, so
have you watched Picard yet?
I have.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I watched the first season. I liked it. I've watched the first couple episodes of season 3. I think is there a new one today? No, tomorrow.
I think it's season 2.
Yeah, season 2. I'm into 2 episodes already, and there's a third one's next week or tomorrow. Third one's tomorrow. This one's a little. They've gone a little different. They've done a little time jump from the first to second season. They progress the people's characters ahead of the season starting, so it's like we show up, they're already in different places. Then now they're all coming together, and I mean, it's not a spoiler because it was shown as a preview. Q's involved now, so Q comes back, and of course his favorite torment is Picard. So it's kind of interesting that I'm enjoying it. It's an interesting look at. They're not getting too much into Federation stuff, a little bit here and there, but they, definitely it's got the Star Trek feel in terms of a few things, but for the most part, it's just a fun sci-fi show. Yeah,
very good. Yeah, and the Strange New Worlds I think is coming out soon. They showed who's cast as a young Captain Kirk. Yeah. Well, he's not captain yet, but he'll be serving on Pike's ship. So that'll be interesting to see that whole angle.
Yeah, I believe it's in May. I believe that's coming out in May.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that one. That looks good. An interesting. It's still set as a prequel to the original series, but I think it'll handle it better than Discovery was doing. I couldn't get through Discovery this season. I tried again. I just didn't like the writing, so I just stopped after a couple episodes. I may eventually go back, but we'll see. I know people love Discovery. To me, I'm just not enjoying it. So.
Yeah, I would love it if they got rid of Michael Burnham. The crew I love. I absolutely love it. Like the episodes where she's away, it's like this is the series I want to watch.
Yeah, I'm really not enjoying her at all. And I have nothing against her personally. It's strictly the character and how it's portrayed. And I think that they're putting too much emphasis on that character and almost trying to make it like a Kirk character. And I'm like, no. You don't need to recreate Kirk in a female form. You recreate a new character. I mean, that's why in Voyager, Voyager worked because female captain. It worked because they created a new character, and that's what works. I'm kind of getting tired of this. We have to take all this existing stuff, gender flip it, and just put it right back out there like it's going to work, and it doesn't work 99% of the time.
Well, part of it is the casting too. Kate Mulgrew had the gravitas to play a captain and have command over what she was doing. I forget her name. The one playing Michael Burnham, though, she's only a secondary character. That's all she can play. Like even in Walking Dead, she was fine as a secondary character, but as an actress, I don't think she has what it takes to be a lead character. You know, it doesn't work. And Kate Mulgrew is perfect as a lead. You know, So if they had the Michael Burnham character as a secondary character, I would put Saru as the main character. I absolutely love him. Doug Jones. I think it would work, but because they keep wanting to make her the lead, it just doesn't work.
It just feels like they're always trying. Just spend more time concentrating on her and her leading the adventure. When realistically, when she's gone. And the other ones are working as a team, so it feels more Star Trek-y. So it's more like what you want. It's even in the original ones, most of it was Kirk was kind of leading everything, but there's enough secondary character stuff that they actually controlled a lot of their own. I mean, that was the way it went. But this it feels like it feels forced way too much. So, and if people love it, great, hey, enjoy it, man.
That's how there's things
forced like that you don't like, I'm sure, but. It just to me that's how it felt. And I'm a fan of the original Star Trek. I mean, when it came down to the argument of Star Trek versus Star Wars, I'm like, yes, I watch them both. I like science fiction, period. So I don't think one is better than the other. I just think that they are, all good for each other. So they all lend different things to it. So. Of course, the funniest battle of all times between Star Trek and Star Wars was in Fanboys, when the fanboys invaded Iowa at the christening of an illegal statue of Kirk, which is the best role that Seth Rogen's ever done, outside of Bob from the Aliens versus Monsters. Although he wasn't bad in Pam and Tommy, so he was decent, but it's easy to play those kind of roles. I have nothing really against him. I just think he's a little too much the same throughout the whole thing. So, so watch Picard. I've been watching that, liking that one there. Trying to think what else I watched. Upload. Being gone for a while, it's like nice to watch TV. Other than some basketball, they catch some basketball with the NCAA tournament. University of Michigan's moved on to the Sweet 16. I did not pick them to get past the first round. So my bracket got busted over there. But and the women, I saw that too. The women have also moved on to the Sweet 16 in women's basketball. So this is like their first time, I believe, too. So it's kind of interesting neat to see that going on in school. And then locally here, I didn't go to the school here, but I do live here in the Belleville area. Belleville High School has made the semifinals for basketball men's or boys in that. And it'd be interesting to see if they win the state, then they've won both football and basketball for the state for their school. I think it's kind of a neat little thing to see.
Very good.
See neat local stuff for our area here. So
well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'll give a quick update here too on our Kickstarter. Yeah. So we're at that point where we're in the last week now. Next Wednesday, 8 p.m. it ends. So we have that dead zone in the middle, which moving forward for the novels like this, I'm definitely going to do 2-week
Mm-hmm.
ones like that. Same with like the pins and things like that. The comics, I think I'll still do 3 weeks, but typically kind of flatten out in the middle. And now I think it's the search algorithms. Like you look what's new to Kickstarter, and the stuff that came up in the last week comes up. You look at things ending soon, the things ending in a week come up. So when you're in the middle, you're kind of in this dead zone where it's hard to get found. But things have started picking up again. We got a week to go. Only $314 away from unlocking our next stretch goal, which will be cool. So check it out. I put the link there in the comments. And or if you don't remember that, just go to Kickstarter, do a search for Frankenstein. That red black and white image you see there comes up. Click on that, or go to bardstone.com and click on our Kickstarter tab.
All right. Yeah, it's just one of the things with Kickstarters we've noticed is they do kind of flatten out for a little bit in the middle and then pick up towards the end when people realize that it's about to end, because you get the little bump on either end of the beginning and ending from Kickstarter, even when it says, hey, this is about to end or this is just beginning. So
yeah,
but check it out. I've got a copy of the book here somewhere. It's a great little read, as well as the illustrations are fantastic, and then the tie-in to the Crimson Shadow series that Scott's been doing is fantastic. So
yeah, and I'm working on Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. The 10 chapter illustrations are done for that book. I'm now working on the cover, and then I just have 2 full-page illustrations to do for the prologue and epilogue. Having fun doing that. So that will be coming out soon, along with Kevin's trade of Poe will be coming out soon as well. So a lot of stuff coming out.
That'll be our next Kickstarter, and I don't know if he set a date yet to start that, but we'll be promoting that. Probably be promoting it while we're in Indiana Comic-Con over Easter weekend. Yep. Kevin and I will be there. Scott will not, but you'll get the chance to see Scott in person at the Motor City Comic-Con in May. Yes. And then for all you West Coasters, come to Vegas. It'll be a party at the Amazing Las Vegas.
All 3 of us in Vegas. Yep.
So that'll be cool. So, but
yeah, get your Bardstone merch.
So let's talk a little Adam project here. This was being promoted quite a bit before it launched. This is a movie that probably could have done well in a theatrical release. It was not great. Wouldn't have been like just huge numbers, but I think it would have done decent. But it was definitely fun to watch.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by this. Let's share the Netflix screen here, just so we have the official. There it is. Yeah, so I've said it before. I'm not too excited about Ryan Reynolds projects usually, because I just feel like it's just a Deadpool movie without the Deadpool costume. He's become a caricature of himself in a way. And I feel like in this movie, he actually acted. There's a little bit of Ryan Reynolds in there, but it's not overboard. And I could lose myself into the character he was playing. Whereas, like I said, usually I feel like it's just Ryan Reynolds showed up and is himself. So I really enjoyed this.
You always reference Deadpool. I believe it actually goes further back to Van Wilder. Realistically, right. He plays Deadpool as Van Wilder.
There you go. That's just. Does anyone remember Van Wilder anymore?
I think people do. Van Wilder. If you haven't seen Van Wilder with Ryan Reynolds, it's a funny movie. Kumar from the Harold and Kumar movies is in it. And
I don't know if you saw this. Kevin confirmed.
Okay, there we go.
So there's confirmation.
Yeah, I'm missing comments. They're not popping up right now. So there they are. Boom. So
I do like the movie poster they did. Very Drew's like. I don't know if that was Drew that did that one, but
I don't think so. I see his
he's postings. Retired.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of posting stuff, but I don't think he's actually doing anything right now other than showing off some of his older work. And he's got a gallery that does sell some of his originals here and there at money that I can't afford.
Yeah, but I agree with you. This could have been a movie at the theaters. I would have just changed the name, I think, and I think it would have done really well at the theaters. But I liked it. And like Brian Reynolds points out, this is a 13 going on 30 reunion.
You got 13 going on 30 reunion going on. We're tying
Marvel.
in. Yeah, it's a full Marvel cast.
Even going to Elektra. She played Jennifer Garner played Elektra. We have Gamora, we have Bruce Banner, we have Deadpool. I'm sure there was probably more Marvel people in there.
Yeah, it was an interesting cast. I mean, they brought everybody together. The kid though was spectacular.
He was.
and I read about him, and I don't have the article handy, but this is his first film, and he tried out, but he had actually been a huge Ryan Reynolds fan, but he had memorized the entire Deadpool movie, and he could recite it verbatim. And there's a video of Ryan Reynolds with the kid sitting in the back doing Deadpool.
Well, was that Deadpool, or because he was trashing Hugh Jackman? The kid
No,
was trashing
Hugh
Jackman, and
no, he was doing Deadpool bits in the back with
Okay.
Ryan Reynolds in the front, and Ryan Reynolds was recording it. It was like in between scenes or something like that. So it was just hilarious. I'd have to try to find it.
he nailed it though.
Yeah.
It was well done. I just didn't realize that was the actual lines from Deadpool.
Yeah. Walker Scoble is his name. So
Walker Scoble. Well, he's a good kid. He acted, and the acting was good. Ryan Reynolds did a great job acting.
Mhm.
What I like about this is a sci-fi time travel movie. However, that's just the setting. At the core, this was a strong family movie. Is what this was. It was, the importance of a father. It's the struggles of a mother who was widowed. It's the pain and scars that event had on Ryan Reynolds' character, who you see how that pain affected him as a child, but also as an adult. And I like that they cover how, as you get older, your memories kind of fade. And like the kid was able to advise the older version of himself, Ryan Reynolds, of, I think you forgot some things. And I thought it was very well done.
Yes. Yeah. The writing was solid. It was a solid story. Sometimes the problem with time travel movies is they get caught up too much in the time travel aspect of it. And this one didn't. It stuck to their rules of time travel in some ways.
Yeah.
They understood the consequences of certain aspects. And it was even questioned by the kid questioned Ryan Reynolds, like, well, do you remember actually coming, you meeting you like this? And
Right.
he didn't. So, it's one of those things where you kind of forget that stuff, or time had, as they were figuring out, time had changed a couple times based on what they were dealing with for the main antagonist, played by Catherine Keener.
Right. Yeah. So what is she in?
She's done a ton of movies.
Was she a bad guy in a series before? She looked very familiar.
Yeah, she's got a pretty good resume. She was the MILF / GILF in 40-Year-Old Virgin. She was in Being John Malkovich. Get Out. She was in that one. Let's see. She's did voices in a bunch of the animated stuff. She was in Enough Said. That was the last James Gandolfini movie. She played the mom in Where the Wild Things Are. Begin Again. She was in that with Ruffalo. She had a role in that. She was in Death to Smoochie with Robin Williams from 2002. She did. She's got a huge resume. So she's a character actress who's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Who's if you go back and watch some stuff, she's in a ton of different stuff in good movies, and she's a good actress. So I would definitely Google her. You can find a lot more of the stuff she's done. But she's a fantastic actress. I've enjoyed when I see her pop up in things. I've always enjoyed her performances. So
yeah, they did a good job.
Yeah.
So I recommend it. Check it out. And from what I've been seeing on online, I've seen a lot of positive comments from people.
Yeah, I've not seen hardly anything negative at all. A lot of positives. And I know when it launched, it was they pretty much came out and said, hey, this is the top streaming movie, not just this week, but of all time. And so it's definitely done a lot of people have been watching it. And like I said, I think it could have done, if released in the theater, probably different titles to the Adam Project. It might have done, I think it would have done decent during regular movie releases prior to COVID. Right now it's kind of tough because it's like people are going for only certain things and not going for other stuff. So, but yeah, I definitely recommend checking out the Adam Project.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
So in addition to that, we had the Kenobi trailer. Should we talk about that?
Yeah. Let me see if I can pull it up. I think I got a better internet than you.
Yeah. If you can pull it up, that'd be better. But I was happy with it. The biggest criticism people have is the look of the Grand Inquisitor. Now, one of the counter arguments is, well, that's a stylized animated show, Star Wars Rebels, that he was in, and therefore, it's going to look different. I would agree, except for one thing. The problem is the species that the Grand Inquisitor has made a live action appearance in the past in Star Wars Episode 3, the battle of where Kenobi goes against General Grievous on the planet there. Those characters are that same species. So there is a live action version of what this species looks like. And the look in the trailer is nothing like what that species is supposed to look like. So that's where the criticism really is coming from. And I think it's not fair to just, the people who are fine with it are trying to minimize the people who are criticizing it, saying, oh, you're stupid. You don't understand that a stylized cartoon will look different than live action. Look how Dooku looked. That's not the reference. The point of reference is the live action version of the species that they've revealed. So they should stick to what is already canon for that species.
Yeah, not sure why they made a change on that, but it's something that we'll have to just kind of go with here. So, but hey, let's pop the trailer on real quick here. And
there we go. And for me, it's not a big enough difference to even care. I don't care.
Yeah, to me, someone's like, we're still getting more Star Wars. Who cares?
Actually, my bigger care is the one before you hit play, the Asian version of the second brother, I think is his name. If it is that same character, my problem with that is the cartoon version shows him as this huge hulking beast of a man. And this version, I don't care that he's Asian. My thing is he looks like a regular sized man. Well, if he's supposed to be this massive beast, hire the guy who played the Mountain to be the second brother. I don't care what he looks like. I just care that his size, because he's supposed to be insanely huge. So kind of like Jack Reacher. You hire Tom Cruise to play Jack Reacher. Everyone's like, really? Then you hire the right guy for the series, and everyone's like, yes. So as they say, size matters.
Yep. All right, here's the trailer.
All right.
Sound.
The fight is done. We lost. Stay hidden. The key to hunting Jedi is patience. Jedi cannot help what they are. Their compassion leaves a trail. The Jedi Code is like an itch. He cannot help it. Where is he?
So there you have it. It looks good.
Yeah, I'm excited about this. One thing I did read is supposedly there were scenes with Darth Maul that they decided to cut. They're already releasing that, I guess, or it's coming out as news. I don't know how real it is. In some ways, I know people are hoping to see the fight between him and Maul. And I'm like, they already did that in Clone Wars. We don't need to recreate what's already been done if it's considered canon.
Well, I think the key... Well, I don't think they actually filmed the Darth Maul scenes. They said Ray Park was in training for it and prepping for it, but I think they made the change before shooting and they rewrote it. I have a feeling the key part was Hayden Christensen agreeing to come back.
Yes.
Where they're like, oh, we can make this Vader then. So we'll see. But I'm really liking the direction it's going. I have a feeling, though, this is going to be kind of a bait and switch thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think in that trailer, they showed one particular female Grand Inquisitor a lot. And I have a feeling that they're going to make this all about creating this new villain character. We'll see. I mean, she looks fine in it. So,
well, I'm wondering if she's going to be I wonder if she's going to be a villain, or my take has been thinking that she's going to flip and help Obi-Wan.
So it'd be a new future Jedi.
Yeah.
Hero.
Or she's going to help tie in, because there's still people wanting to see it tie into the Jedi video game, which they got a sequel coming out for. Personally, I don't think they need to. No need to start bringing everything into the live action in one series. I mean, but I think what we're seeing here is, dealing with the Grand Inquisitors. There's other ones that were in that video game, as well as the Clone Wars series and not Clone Wars, but Rebels and beyond. So
one thing that I'm not happy about overall, and this is just in general with the whole Jedi thing, is they've always just had the Jedi just give up. It's like, well, I lost one lightsaber duel and that's it. I'm done. We lost. And they even say in here, we lost. It's over. But it's like, that doesn't fit, to me, the whole Jedi code. And it's like, oh, well, we lost. We suck. And like, to me, and who knows, we'll see how it plays out. But this is based on what they say in the trailer. Kenobi sounds defeated, saying he's lost. And Qui-Gon is going to be coming back. They mentioned that Liam Neeson was coming back, and I assume we're going to see Liam talking with Kenobi. What I'm hoping they do, and would be a great exploration of the power of faith and how hard it can be to wait. We're action-oriented people. We want to move and move and not move. But when God tells you to wait, sometimes that's the hardest thing to do in faith. Mm-hmm. And I would love for them to take the approach of the will of the Force is to wait, and they want to move forward. They want to fight, but they can't, because their trust in the Force is saying, just be patient and wait. Be patient and wait. We have your job is to nurture Skywalker so he rises up. He's going to be the one. Mm-hmm. Because that can be a strong message in the power of waiting and putting your faith in waiting. Because we want to act, especially when you're a warrior. Someone like Kenobi, he could take the power into his own hands and move forward to cause change. But his faith in the Force is going to cause him to wait. So I hope they explore something like that instead of just, well, we suck, we lost.
Well, I think that even with the voiceover of him is like, we lost. I think that's an opening thing for the Kenobi series. Then to have Qui-Gon working with him, because Yoda set it up in Episode 3 that an old friend, so Qui-Gon has learned about the living, and it was always about the living Force and Force Ghost, stuff like that. So, and it's kind of a dark side thing, but it's also a light side. So it is that gray area they've always talk about. But I think that's what he's going to bring about with Kenobi, is a little bit of faith, and he's not just there to protect, Anakin and Luke, and watch over them, but it's also about preparing for this coming future. Yes. Which is bringing about the true balance of the Force,
right?
That was supposed to happen. So
that's what I'm hoping is going to happen, is through Qui-Gon, is this reveal and stuff, and kind of bring it back to, because like the will of the Force was a major part of what the Jedi is. It's allowing the Force to act through you. And all right, I'm back.
Well, yeah, I think, and actually you're getting into the right thing with the.
Can you hear me now?
And everything. Yeah, I can.
There you go.
And how the Force was kind of works through that. But I also think that's where this other character they keep showing, the female Inquisitor. I think that they all had Force. All the Inquisitors had basically Force abilities, but they were on the Sith side. And we've always seen people go to the dark side. Maybe we're going to see someone come from the dark side to the light, and not in a redemption where they get killed, but in a redemption where they actually turn back and say, no, this isn't the right way. I was taught wrong. I want to go this way. And I think that might be something we're going to see with that.
That's a great theory. I hope that's true. I would like to see that story arc.
Yeah. So. And I think it'd be fun to see, because it's I think it's something that unfortunately Star Wars really is always looking at light going bad, but not, and then the only redemption bad has is they have to pretty much almost die. They can't just choose to turn around. I mean, even Kylo Ren, it was, basically almost got killed, and then his redemption was only because he got rejected.
Right.
So, but yeah, I'm excited about it. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. We've got, Kenobi, we've got Andor coming out eventually here.
Connection.
Now, are you on Wi-Fi or are you hardwired?
Stupid internet.
Yep. You may have to bring up your phone and just finish up the show that way. So
can you hear me now? No. Yes. I don't know.
No, I can hear you now. So yeah. So it's gonna be interesting to see what's going on with the other Star Wars series, how they're going to tie in too. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And I was trying to find it. Someone just shared on Facebook. I lost. It's one of the things when you go to try to do something that disappears on you. It's trying to list a bunch of different Star Wars series that are coming over the next couple of years, but I don't know how true it is. Because I haven't heard any of them. So
yeah,
I think it's more of a wish list. So
there was a trailer that came out supposedly for the Knights of Ren. I think that was a fan made one.
Yeah, that was I saw that was proven to be fan made. So
yeah, that wasn't true and stuff. So we'll see where things go. But what they have coming out, I'm very happy with. My photo shoot.
Yeah, because that's what you end up freezing. Like, oh.
I could just sit still and see how long I can sit still for.
Right.
But
so yeah, we know we've got Obi-Wan, we've got Andor, and then the Ahsoka series will be the next one. They should start filming if they haven't actually started it.
Which they confirmed Hayden Christensen will revise Vader in Ahsoka also.
Which is good. I think you and I have been speculating on this one a lot. I really think the Ahsoka series is going to be about finding Ezra, because they've already cast him. First of all, we know that. Second is doing some time things through the
Veil of the Force.
The Veil of the Force, and we're going to see some changes that allow them to move forward and past everything. They're trying to say though that they're going to do a new Rey series, as what I've seen a couple times pop up. Again, there's so much speculation on the internet; it's hard to show what is real and what is not real. So I'd like to see there's talk of a Lando series. I personally they just need to go back to just deal with the Solo movie itself and just go from there and finish that off either as a series or more movies. So Scott's booting up. There he is. He's moving a little bit. So I'd like to see that myself as a little bit more of the Star Wars that way. So. Can you hear me, Scott?
So this is becoming painful.
Well, log in on your phone.
Last but not least, I think we talked about that. We got Moon Knight coming out this week, right?
Yeah. Actually, next Wednesday is Moon Knight. Yeah, Moon Knight is next Wednesday. Yeah, the 30th. So he's like about 8 minutes behind us, guys.
Yeah. So, when's that come out? This
next Wednesday. Next Wednesday. Disney seems to be sticking with that Wednesday release that they switched to with Book of Boba Fett, and that does. By the time I
sign in, it'll be time to sign off.
Yeah. So, I'll give Scott a second here to catch up. Scott, anything you want to add?
Here, I'm going to do this. I'm going to send myself a link.
Okay. So, all right, and there goes Scott for a moment here. So I'll just continue on here. Hey, we got, like I said, we got caught up with the Poe trade. So watch out on our Bardstone page. If you're not following us on all our pages, we have a lot of Facebook pages. Between all those, we have the Art of Scott Zambelli, we have Brett Pinson Creations, we have Bardstone Publishing. On Twitch, we also have Bardstone Publishing. You can look for Kevin E. Minor up on the Facebook as well. We'll be posting on all that stuff, as well as our Odd Musings page, links for all our Kickstarters, including the current Kickstarter, which we've got in the comments right now for all these videos that you're watching on here. So definitely check that out for the Frankenstein in there. And then you can also follow on any of those between previous Kickstarters, and then you can get information when new Kickstarters launch from all of us here at Bardstone. So our next one's going to be the Poe Macabre trade. I know Kevin's been sharing a few images from that. It's going to look really good. I believe there's going to be a hardcover option as well as a softcover option, and the hardcover cover is going to be an exclusive for that hardcover. So it's going to be awesome on that. So definitely check that out. And then, like I said, Easter weekend, if you're anywhere, want to go do something, come down to Indianapolis. We're going to be at the Indiana Comic-Con, hanging out. Kevin and I each have tables in different locations. Not sure we're going to be next to each other. I haven't seen the map yet, but typically we are separated at that show. So you have a chance to come check us out, check out both our a little bit of artwork we may have, as well as all the existing comics. I'll have all the Boomtown press stuff, as well as some of the Bardstone books that I have available, because we are running low on stuff. So if you guys are interested in individual comics, you can reach out to us, see what we have, and we can invoice you and send out comics to you ourselves for what we have in our personal stocks. But they are getting low. That's why we're starting to go to trades for some of the stuff, so we can get some trades ordered up and continue getting those stories out to everybody, because they are a lot of fun on that. Also, as we're waiting on Scott to come back here. Like I mentioned, he's going to be at the Motor City Comic Con, and then Amazing Las Vegas is going to be a West Coast show for us. And then Kevin will be set up in July for San Diego Comic Con. I'm still waiting to hear if I'm going to get in for that one myself. If not, I'll still be there hanging out and can definitely sign some stuff for people there if they get stuff from us there. And then look for us in Colorado Springs again. So we got some great shows coming up this year, and we'll be promoting those as we continue to go along and that. Hopefully Scott will get logged in here in just a minute on his phone. So he was mentioning there's a group there that's kind of siphoning all the internets from the office there, and that does happen. I know sometimes mine is more of a Wi-Fi issue, I think, but I cleaned my computer up, so it seems to be working pretty good on my end for now. Still definitely need to get a new computer, so send me money if you guys want me to get a new computer. If not, that's okay. Other than going on in the world, I'm still doing Shipped. If you guys have been doing any of your own grocery shopping, you know that the stores are still having a hard time getting stuff in. Please remember that the people that work at stores have zero to do with the stocking, other than actually what they get in and put it out there. They can't order stuff a lot of times. There are limits to what they can get. I'm seeing people left and right at the stores that are definitely a little bit rude to the employees. So there's Scott, and there he is. Hey, that's better.
What a pain in the butt. So I had to grab the invite link and send it to me through Facebook, but the internet connection wasn't connecting to Facebook. Finally sent it. Then I had to log in through my phone and click the link. So anyways.
Now you do know that you can just go right to the website and just log in with our normal login.
Well, but then I have to go and get the code sent to the email, go open the email, get the code.
Well, see, I had the email just pop up, so I just get the code real quick. But hey, I'm better than you at that.
Yeah. Well, I thought this would go faster just sending it myself in Facebook.
I was just rambling on. I mentioned some of the shows coming up that we're going to be at, as well as I was talking a little bit about Shipped and how the store shelves, while it's still not stocked, keep reminding people that the employees can't control what they have. They can put out what they have, and it's it. So I'm seeing people more and more get just downright rude with the people at the stores, and it's just ridiculous.
Well, just wait till we're at communist levels of shortages.
Well, in some ways, I've had people commenting that way too as they're walking through the stores, and I was like, "Hey, not the store's fault, not the people that work here's fault."
No,
it's a whole different thing. So
the fault is those of you who voted Biden. That's whose fault it is. Just wait. Right now, this is with the stupidity of the government right now. Because gas prices keep going up, they are now proposing a stimulus to send you checks. So they're going to print more money, to put more money in circulation, to give you money that will cause inflation, to raise prices higher. Because, meanwhile, we have all these taxes on our gas. How about you just waive the gas tax? That'll drop the price. But no, that's not a solution, because they want to print more money and keep causing more inflation. So that's what's happening. This is on purpose, people.
Pretty much. So, but in terms of just people's attitudes, you got to remember, people you're dealing with aren't the ones that make those decisions. So treat them a little bit more respect and quit being jerks. Had one of the ship people I know, and she was in line, and this guy across her, and people are just rude and ridiculous. So he just all of a sudden started mouthing off to her, and she's like, "What? You got a problem with me?" And she's like, so he started calling her as a nasty name for no reason, because people are just being ridiculous out there right now. And and the thing is, like, you're in these stores, it's like no matter who you're dealing with, whether it's a ship shopper or anything else, just the workers that, hey, we can only do what we control. And most of the time you're complaining about stuff that we have out of our control. So
oh yeah, it's only going to get worse before it gets better. And the people working, they're working,
What's up, man? I know this guy. That's my buddy Eric. What's up? But yeah, so just be cool out there. So cool. So we kind of got cut off for a little bit there. So is anything more on Kenobi you wanted to mention?
No, I'm just excited for it. I've been very happy with everything they're doing. The Favreau and Filoni projects have been great, and I expect it will continue to be great. There are a couple little things I'm like, I don't know about, but they have a good enough track record for me on both Marvel and Kenobi that when there is something that to me appears like it might not be good, I don't care. I'm willing to take a chance on it and see what they do. And so far, they've always done a great job. So that's why for me, Marvel and Star Wars, Disney Plus, they have much more leeway with me and trust than DC does. DC, if I don't like it up front, I'll just say I'll skip it because they don't have a good track record with me.
Right. That's the other thing I saw it wasn't so much Star Wars. There was a listing of Disney Plus and it mentioned a bunch of Marvel stuff, and they're trying to say that there's a Spider-Man Marvel or Disney Plus series coming in 2 years. I'm like, I've not seen any of that, so I'm thinking there's too many people trying to put out stuff. The only thing going on is I know we've got more Spider-Man, do more Spider-Man movies. So, I just I think I am seeing though the Morbius is getting some mixed reviews already.
Is it?
But some of the review stuff, it sounded like it was from an initial screening before they did reshoot. So I'm not positive on how current that is. But that's due out next week, a week from Friday.
Well, talking about screenings, they just did a pre-screening for The Lost City of Gold, the Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum, Daniel Radcliffe one.
I'd be honest with you, I was not excited about that when I saw the trailer.
Me neither. It looked dumb to me. And I only know one person who was part of the pre-screening. Their review was, if you want to see a good movie, don't go to this one.
I know what you're talking about. That's Martin down in Florida. I know Martin. He's a good guy. And I'll be honest with it. I like Sandra Bullock, and I'm okay with Channing Tatum. I've never been a big fan.
I think he's overrated.
I think he's kind of flat in a lot of ways. And this looked like they were trying to recreate was it The Fool's Gold a little bit, mixed in with some other movies, and then Matthew McConaughey's action adventure movie Sahara and Fool's Gold, and create a whole new thing with them. Of course, she announced Sandra Bullock just now. She's pretty much done acting. She's retiring to take care of her kids. She's 57. Doesn't look it, but she's 57. So, but I think she did this and probably knew this is crap. I'll stop. But I had no plans of going to see it, to be honest, because I just don't think it looked good. The trailer was bad. So same thing with the one he did with the dog that came out. I looked at that going, they're trying to make a comedy out of something that looked like it could have been more of a serious thing. So Eric's a good guy. He knows his movies too. So he's never been that good actor to him and never got the hype around him. I agree. I've never understood why he's so great. The only thing he did that people truly rave about, and it's not men, as for the most part, at least men that I know of, is the Magic Mike movies that he created. So he isn't bad. He's overhyped, and that's what it is. It's not that he's horrible. It's just that he's kind of flat. He's just okay.
To me, he's secondary level, just like we were talking about with the Star Trek. To me, he's not a leading man material.
Right. And I think that's where he needs to be in more ensemble type movies and things like that. And he's trying to do these comedies here recently after not doing anything for a couple of years. And I'm like going, it's probably not a good way for you to go. Cause you're in some ways, it's like he looked at John Cena and said, oh, I want to do those. And well, John Cena hasn't been doing that well with those.
Well, like he did, I think for the type of character he was playing, I think he did fine in the 21 Jump Street movie remakes there. Mm-hmm. But it's not a deep character. He's just kind of a dumb jock type character in there. And I think that's what he's best at. No
Yeah.
depth. And
Yeah, I'm trying to
looking
think of other
stupid.
stuff. 'Cause it's like, like Dog was the other one he did recently. I just didn't care for that. I know he's 21 Jump Street. He did that. There was a movie here. There's Dear John. He was actually decent in that. That was 2010, a little more serious. White
Like
House
they keep
Down. He was okay, but
like so many people talk about, oh, he should have been Gambit. I don't see him as Gambit. I've never understood everyone wanting him as Gambit in the Marvel
yeah,
movies.
Gambit. They need to find someone a little more, not as bulked up as Channing wants to be, but it's also
And like, can he even do a French accent? I mean,
probably not. He can barely do his own accent, but realistically, I think that the Gambit role is something that should, someone needs to be a little bit, a little more wiry,
yeah.
like that. The ability to do the accent is one thing, but even that can be semi-forgiven if you can get a slight accent on. It doesn't have to be the full-on accent like they implied in the comics or even in the animated series. But yeah, I never saw him as Gambit. I thought that was an overhyped way of, he was trying too hard to get it, and I was like, I just don't see it. It just doesn't really work. So, but yeah, I was looking real quick through his list of stuff, and I'll be honest with you, most of the stuff he's done, I don't really care for. He's got and most of it's he's got a lot of voiceover stuff as well as a few, semi-story roles, but definitely way overhyped for who he is, and he should resign himself to being either a character actor, or if he's going to try to be the lead, he's going to have to go to the Sci-Fi Channel movies.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to that. I'm not watching it.
No, and I mean, realistically, the next thing I'm looking forward to, I still got to see the Batman. I just haven't had time to go to the movies, but I want to go see the Secrets of Dumbledore. They've been releasing a little bit more of that here and there.
When's
And
that
it's falling
coming
in. That comes out Easter weekend.
Okay, so that's soon. Yeah, Jill and I are both looking forward to that one. I want to see that. I think it's going to be the best Fantastic Beasts yet.
Yeah,
we'll see. But
yeah. Now, other than that, there's I'm definitely looking forward to the Doctor Strange movie. Excited about that one there. I'm getting excited to see Top Gun Maverick only because it's been so long. I'm like, I want to see this thing. They've held it back for so long. It's like
we've been seeing previews for 2.5 years now.
Yeah,
it's like I feel like I've
3
seen
years.
it.
Yeah, it's I think I haven't really seen much of it, just the same little bits here and there. So another one looks decent is the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is coming out. That looks decent. If you like those kind of movies, I enjoy that. Jurassic World Dominion. I did not care for the last half of the last Jurassic World movie,
right.
But I'll probably check this one out because this one I was like, okay, I'll see how this one goes.
Well, they'll truly bring back the old cast too. They're truly merging it,
right?
Whereas
that's what I'm more interested in, is the merging of the Jurassic World with the Jurassic Park movies.
So I'm looking forward to it. I'm cautiously optimistic, I'll say. For some reason, the Jurassic Park series, they just don't work once you bring them into the city settings. It just kind of loses. There's something about the island where the magic is,
Right. It's part of the problem, too, is if you've read the original Jurassic Park novelization, they veered a lot from that in the original movie. And that's where I kind of wish they could go. Someone would go back, they could end these Jurassic World, give it a little bit of time, go back, remake Jurassic Park based more on the book. It was a little more hardcore, and go from there.
Well, and they're trying to turn the storyline into the whole evils of corporate America. They just want the DNA to make these super soldiers when you watch the behind the scenes on the last one, they wanted to go this whole direction of having these dinosaur human hybrid super soldiers they were developing. And it's like, and everything's just about how evil capitalism is. It's like, don't go down that path. That, the magic of the first Jurassic Park was, it was the opposite. He wanted to create something, use his money to create something to benefit, like everyone would have the benefit of seeing these creatures, but it went wrong.
Yeah.
But he didn't have this evil intention of controlling the world through dinosaur people.
Yeah, well, I agree with you. I agree with this comment here about the orchestra is for nostalgic cameos, and I think it's part of what it is. And I agree. The last half of that movie, the first half was great. It's like, okay, this is really good. And it's like, wait a minute, what? This jump into the real world after having this huge action sequence in the first half is like just completely destroyed it. And again, it was just like you said with the, we're going to create super soldiers and we want to do this. I'm like, no, create a new series of movies around that premise. And those are kind of movies that like that. And that last half of that movie, again, I'm going to go back to the sci-fi. It should have been a sci-fi movie. Cheesy, nobody cares. It just doesn't make any sense to do that. So, but yeah, I said, I'll check this out once and that's it.
Yeah.
So
I think the last movie would have been great if it was about halfway through the island got destroyed and they escaped the island, and
right.
That should have been the ending.
That's where I felt that way too. So I was ridiculous about that. And so, but another one I'm not crazy about. Have you seen the trailer for The Bad Guys? It's an animated movie coming from DreamWorks.
No.
They had promo stuff up at Universal. I was down there last week and I saw the trailer for it. It looks, it's a wolf who's bad and they're thieves and all of a sudden he does something good and maybe we should be good guys. I'm like, oh, the trailer just looked horrible. It just does not look like it's gonna be fun at all.
No.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh yeah.
And the animation looks bad. I think the artwork.
They're going for like a 3D but flat. Like it's like 3D flat. So it's a weird look.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about it. Look wise.
No, look wise, I didn't care for. And then when I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, this looks a little boring.
I don't have the sound on. It almost looks like a Jabberjaw movie.
Yeah.
He looks like Jabberjaw.
I think a Jabberjaw movie would be better.
Yeah, I agree.
But coming out in June is Lightyear, and I'm excited to see Lightyear. So
yeah,
the Buzz Lightyear story. So that should be interesting on that. And it's funny because I just saw where Erica, know what I'm talking about. They just finally took the last remnants of Stitch's alien encounter down at Disney World, so there's no more Stitch ride or event there. So which is a shame. That was a fun little thing to do. I guess I forget what they're putting in there now, but I don't know. I'm not going to Disney World until they can get rid of all the masks and quit the limitations on stuff and overcharging for everything right now. So I'll stick with my Universal. Even though it's $8 for a butterbeer.
But it's a good $8.
Yeah, I just don't spend as money as I used to. I only got one cold and one hot this time. I didn't get anything others in that, but did have some good food there. Ate at a new restaurant, Confisco. It's been there for a while. I've just never ate there, so it was new to me, and had a really good ahi tuna bowl that was fantastic. So. Nice. Yeah. I like the Stitch ride. It's right across from the Monsters Incorporated Laugh Factory. So, and before it was just like called an alien encounter, and then they incorporated Stitch into it. So a lot of fun. But they got the new Tron ride coming pretty soon. That one's going to be kind of neat because they've got one that's been running in Singapore for several years, and it's a roller coaster, and you're actually on the light cycle.
Oh, that's cool. So. Actually, I just read this week they were talking to Jared Leto, and I guess he's been in talks about Tron 3 with Disney. So that might be coming.
He's pushing for it. I'd like to see it. I enjoyed the first Tron. Was one of those movies that you either kind of like it or not. It's one of those movies that as a kid I liked it. As an adult, I still like it, but I see a lot of fault in it in terms of the production.
It's very dated.
Yeah, it's very dated. The sequel though was a great sequel that did a nice time jump. I liked how they handled everything. And then they set it up for a third one, which is supposed to kind of wrap up the series. I didn't care for the Tron cartoon they tried to do. I just couldn't get into it. And I think it's more the style of the animation in that. But definitely I'd like to see that. And of course, someone posted that. I saw that the Jared Leto thing, and then they commented, well, Daft Punk's going to have to get back together so they can do the music for it. I'm like, well, they didn't do the music in the original, so they can find somebody else to do this next one here. So we'll probably get Marshmallow. So we covered everything we meant to cover on our show today. I was trying to think.
I think so.
We didn't have a ton of stuff to cover. We were trying kind of banter a little bit and stuff like that. But really glad everybody got to join us here as we've expanded our StreamYard. We now can stream at more than 3 locations. So you'll see us popping up, like I said, on Twitch, YouTube, a bunch of Facebook channels and things like that. And definitely going to continue to keep this going. Next week is our 250th episode.
Wow, isn't it?
Yeah, we probably won't do anything special, but hey, we'll be here anyways.
Us being there is special.
I know. And of course, leading up to the last episode, after next week, you won't see me again till April.
That's true. That's true.
So,
Oh, there's one thing I want to point out. This looks interesting on Netflix, a new show coming out. I don't know if you saw the preview for it. It's called Is It Cake?
oh yeah, I just see a preview for that. Real quick, though, before
That
you
looks
get into that,
interesting.
do we have the name on Twitch? Is it still Odd Musings?
Twitch? I did a Bardstone Twitch, I think.
Okay, so it'll be.
Do we have an Odd Musings one?
I don't know. I'll put Bardstone on Twitch. So
I've got it up there.
Yep. Because yeah, there it is. Yep, it says Bardstone when I pop it up. The Bardstone Publishing.
So if we have an Odd Musings one, we can. If you hook it up to that one, we can stream onto that one too.
Yeah, we've never done an Odd Musing one, so we could set one up if we want to, or just keep the Bardstone. Yeah. As we've been combining Odd Musings as a show, we'll stay Odd Musings, but we've been incorporating more of our Bardstone publishing as an integral part of everything we're doing with this to keep promoting the comic stuff. So, Eric, if you guys think you want to promote, when you got anything coming out, let me know. We'll have you on the show. He's another great Detroiter, known him since he was a kid, doing some great things. Real excited about everything he brings out. Another one out there, another fellow journalist kind of plug real quick is Terrell Culbert. He's had a couple good successful Kickstarters recently for comics, but he's doing a Kickstarter right now. You can Google it. He's trying to do a fan film of G.I. Joe because he's a filmmaker, photographer as well. So definitely check that out. He's got like another week or so going on that. Trying to raise some money, he's trying to raise about $2,000 to put that together. Nice. Which you don't see as many fan films being done lately like that. So kind of good to encourage some local filmmaking whenever you can and local creative stuff in Detroit. I've known Terrell for going on about 15 years through the Comic Cons, and he's just a fantastic artist. In fact, I've got that right here. I got one of his Kickstarters, and is that what it is? No, that's different. I've got a bunch of Kickstarter stuff recently, so I'm not sure whose I got everywhere. It's just all stacked right now. But I got some artwork for him that's really good, and definitely enjoy his stuff. So just Google Terrell on there. Terrell Culbert, Culbert. I think I got it right. Look for G.I. Joe fan film is the other way, and you'll find him on there. So check that out. So other than that, definitely check out Scott's Team Titans of Real Estate. If you're looking for anything, hey, they handle not just selling houses, they sell condos. They can help negotiate property if you're just looking to buy some actual property, things like that. So they can work with you on all that stuff. Mainly up in Macomb, Oakland, Wayne County, but they can help you anywhere here in Michigan. And out of state, give them a call so they can refer you because they have a great relocation department that can help out with that stuff too. So I know it's tough out there. I'm seeing like a lot of realtors are in the same boat, but anything we do to send business to people we know is always the best way to go. And we hope you guys will throw your business our way whenever you can. So any last words, Scott?
Forever?
Yes. Well, you didn't see the guy standing behind you.
No, just looking forward to this upcoming week, and it's life is good. Can't complain. Everyone has struggles they go through, and we're dealing with ours with Emily, and just continued prayers for her and prayers for Lillian as she has her the heart surgery to close up the hole in her heart, and but God's in control ultimately. So yeah, that's it.
Fantastic. We'll see you all next week.